Okay. Legend has it that on the longest day of the 1000th year, the stars will aid in her escape and she will bring about and yada yada yada. Stars. There could be more than one way this was meant. It could have been symbolic because Twilight's cutie mark is a star. And she helped Luna escape from within Nightmare Moon. Or did it literally just mean those weird unexplained stars that touched the moon in the premiere? If so, then I might have a problem, given it has to be day for this to even attempt. Is this old pony's tale even relevant to what happened with Celestia? That's what you get when in the pilot they just very vaguely describe it all. Although, even if it's not exactly the same, it should still logically work. I have Twilight's magic, and with that also her element of harmony stored in my talisman. Combined with all the collective might of my victims, it should do the trick when I aim it at the sun and unleash it. Or am I just grasping straws here? Does any of this make sense? I mean, basically it does. If someone like me were to use Twilight's element of magic for evil intentions, it should lead to a magical disharmony. I mean, didn't it go like this in the Equestria Girls movies with my counterpart? When she tried to use Twilight's crown without fully understanding the magic of friendship, it became corrupted magic instead. Same thing with Sidetwi. So I am safe to say that the magic of an element is always depending on who intends to use it and for what. So it should work if I try to break the seal of harmony the main Six put on the sun to keep Celestia imprisoned. Nah, you see, this is why magic is just fucking stupid, because none of this was properly explained or clarified. All of what I said might very well be. Or it's just a load of total bogus. Maybe I'm just way too overthinking about this. Knowing this dumb serious, it's probably gonna be so easy as to just aim my talisman at the sun and open it. And even if not, what have I got to lose? I can always just steal more magic. Well then, here goes.
What can this be? I'm free! How is this possible?
Wow, it actually worked! I mean, of course it did. I'm a fucking genius after all. Never doubted it.
Sunset Shimmer? Is that you? Ew, what the hell happened to you? Where's your hooves, your nozzle, your horn? What the fuck kind of freaky mutant are you?
Okay, first off, rude. And second, are you serious, Celestia? You never seen a human before?
Oh, that's how they look like. Personally, I've only ever heard stories about them. Whatever then. Now, what do you want, Sunset Shimmer? Does the rebellious student finally come crawling back to her teacher?
Alright, you better watch your tone, princess. Without me, you'd still be Nightmare Mooning it on the sun.
Oh, is that so? Why the sudden change of heart, Sunset? Why free me? Wasn't I always just holding you back?
Back then, yes. But that was when all you cared about was to keep your precious reputation. Yet from what I've heard about you, it did not go so smoothly with that, now did it?
Do not say that as if it was my fault. It was Twilight and her fucking friends. They had already taken so much of my power over Equestria. What else was I supposed to do? Just quietly step down? I had to use all available means to maintain my power, and if it weren't for that stupid sketch series, the public would have never learned about it. I didn't choose to go down this path, but when everything else is taken away from you, one other way is there. If Equestria wasn't gonna give me back what's rightfully mine, I would have to take it by force. But why am I trying to explain this to you like you could relate? You simply chose to run off and seek your own might elsewhere.
That's how you remember it? And what about the part where you abandoned me? Officially renounced me as your student? Never in my life had I thought it possible, but in the end, I myself was nothing more than another outcast, forced into hiding from your weird special agents, lest they'd have thrown me into Shining Mind's reformatory camp for brainwashing. Me, your protege!
It was only to bring you back in line. I never wanted you gone.
Still, that you wouldn't even stop at me with your authoritarian methods, that deeply hurt me. Luckily, I had already discovered this parallel world, so I managed to escape to Anthrostria. Well, I would end up in prison anyway.
That after all those years you still cling on to all that. Oh, petty. If you hate me that much, why free me in the first place?
That's just it, Celestia. I used to hate you. Because I thought you forsake me for straying from the path of goodness. But now I realize the actual reason was that you were just being yourself. You're just as much a bad guy as I am. And when I heard what had led to your banishment in the sun, and your hatred for Twilight and the main five, I felt a connection to you I hadn't felt in years. For the first time in a long time, we finally see eye to eye again. Because I as well hold no grudge against you anymore. But them.
So, what are you saying with all this?
I thought maybe we could team up again, just like old times. I mean, after years, we're finally on the same side again, so why shouldn't we work together? Look, individually, we both have had our share of defeats against the main six, but together, we can break them. I've already stolen Twilight's magic. She's weak and defeated, and the other soon will follow.
What did you say? Twilight lost her magic? Well then, it seems I really owe you my gratitude. However, that does not mean I'm interested in teaming up now.
What?
Thanks for freeing me, but now I shall pursue my revenge. Without all 6 elements of harmony, they won't be able to stop me this time. Nothing will stand in the way of their destruction.
But why?
It's like I told Ominous. Only I will deliver the deadly blow. No one else.
What was going on? Oh, my body! What's wrong with my body?
Okay, so that explains that then. I was wondering why you were still all see-through and glowy, but I figured you were just still materializing. However, it looks like you're actually not really there.
What do you mean?
You're like a Wraith.
Oh. Yeah, I suppose that makes sense. That, of course, I vaporized my old body when I turned into Celestia.
What? Vaporized Celestia?
That's a long story, but basically I was trying to become Daybreaker to destroy the main 6, but I didn't have the patience to transform normally. So I had a scientist build me a robot body, which I transferred my consciousness into. That body also had a hate chip.
Hate chip?
Yes, like the one Clockwork from Sly Cooper had. It was meant to turn my dark thoughts into magic and amplify them so I would transform.
What? What the fuck were you thinking with that? What a stupid fucking plan! How did you imagine this robot body was gonna transform into anything, let alone a dark version of yourself? What were you thinking?
What you see, I was, honestly, I don't know what I was thinking. I just sort of got caught up on that whole Daybreaker idea and ignored everything else. Looking back, I also wonder how I was imagining that.
Oh well, at least that explains what's up with you now. So you really are a Wraith, a soul without a body. And because of that, you can't go too far from your vessel.
Vessel?
Me. Or more precisely, my talisman. It contains the magic I used to free you, but it's also a device that absorbs magic. So maybe it did both and your spirit actually resides in here now. So you're stuck with me either way.
You know, Sensei Shimmer, on second thought, I believe we really would have the best chances working together.
That's more like it. Now, we should maybe get out of here and find a new place to stay. It's absolutely impossible that no pony saw this massive light beam coming from this castle. Let's go before anyone finds us here.
Look, you don't need to justify that. I'm forced to come along either way.
True. Okay, let's go then. You know, Celestia, I have a feeling like this is the beginning of a wonderful cooperation.
Well, that's nice for you. I, for one, feel like I'm starting to miss the sun.